Hey everyone, Rayman here with a war recap of our 54th war and 19th win in our win streak. This one was a lot closer than we're used to lately. We were 1 star away from getting a tie. So we came out on top. They outleveled us quite a bit, 4 Town Hall 10s to our none. We weren't actually able to get a star on any of their Town Hall 10s. Let's go ahead and show what they did to our bases. Really a 2-star clan. Uh, Mine was attacked last by their number 1 with a Town Hall 10 go wipe. The other 3 stars are scattered throughout, but for the most part they're a 2-star clan. When we look at our stats here, 27 3-stars, 7 2-stars, 2 1-stars, and then of course the 4 Town Hall 10s we weren't able to hit. They were able to 2-star everything, but what saved us was our higher number of 3 stars. We had a lot of Town Hall 9s dropping down, our early Town Hall 9s in particular, and then Papi dropped down at the end to get the easy star on the Town Hall 8, cleaning it up for 3. Go ahead and get into some attacks. I'm going to start off with Bass doing a needle holo on their number 7. Really like this attack. Wasn't our first needle holo attempt in this war, not on this base, but goes a little heavier on loons than it needs to. 2 loons on long travel distance to Archer Towers will do the trick. Probably could have looned this side too over here, but he didn't need to. He has enough to get in there and make sure he's got the full lure. And the reason he doesn't need to loon this side is that's where he's sending his golem in. So that diffuses all of the double giant bomb spots, other than maybe up here, but that's probably Tesla's. Usually when you have 4 spots in the core like that, it's Tesla's. Drop some barbs for distraction after pulling the CC out. They're nice and bunched up. They're going to go down really fast. Drops his golem. He's got wall breakers, so he doesn't need to bring a jump. He does have a rage for the kill squad getting in there. He doesn't have his Barb King or his Archer Queen, so he's doing this without heroes, which is really exceptional. But he brings a rage to make sure that Archer Queen gets taken out, and she's the last thing on this base that can really hurt him. Got 3 heals. Now, these Teslas popped over here, which means he's probably got giant bombs over here, but he's got heals there waiting for his hogs. They hop in, trigger it, but they're standing in heals. Get all the way healed back up before they move on. And he's got a heal for the last defenses in the base. Excellent planning, really made up for not having heroes. Hogs just have 1 more building to kill them. They're going to take out these skeletons and the Barb King. Going fast forward up. He was able to protect his kill squad too, and he had several wizards left over to sprinkle on the other side, so that time wasn't going to be an issue. Really wrecked this space. Was an excellent attack, and we needed it. Good job, Bass. Alright, next deck out for you guys is another Needle Holo, this time on number 9 by Kermit. I'd still call this a needle even though there's more loons involved than you typically see, because the idea is to take out the top here and leave the hogs left for everything else. The way I would generally classify needle or swarm holo isn't necessarily in the number of loons, but what you're trying to accomplish with it. And when your main goal is taking out just a part of the base instead of a whole ring, I would generally refer to it as a needle holo, because it's more surgical in nature. Goes ahead and gets his witches down early. 1 does get taken out, but most of the CC is dealt with by that point. Sends a golem in. The golem gets the Archer Queen to jump out and stay out. If he was relying on skeletons to lure out, she might kill that skeleton and jump back in. The golem ensures that she stays out. Easy pickings for the Barb King to come in and wreck her. Does have 1 loon come out of the CC. Loons don't pull other loons from clan castles, so something to watch out for. This heal kind of I guess his hogs do get some of it, but probably could have saved it. But he doesn't really need that heal somewhere else. He does end up dropping one more up here. And his Barb King gets the benefit of it, which is great. Just a few more defenses to go down. He's got plenty of hogs left. He's got his heroes working on up into the core. And now he's only got to worry about giant bombs up here. He does have a heal, just waiting. And I believe he's about to drop it. Once his hog's fully healed before they start branching off and hitting these giant bombs up in here. They go ahead and trigger one while still under heals, and I think one more gets hit. He has a few leftover loons to help take out some of these high hit point buildings over here. Got plenty of help down south. Some cleanup whizzies working on stuff. Troops everywhere. Good job, Kermit. All right, next attack after you guys is my attack on number 16. Kind of a weird base. Not necessarily an anti 3-star base, but I think it's meant to confuse. I did mean to drop one hog, wait a little bit longer than that, and then one more just to trigger, the giant bomb if it was there, and then send in more. I think there's more in the clan castle. I'm not sure, so I drop an archer, lure some out. Probably gotta drop the hog faster. There's nothing else in there, so we're good to go. Drop some barbs in my 2-1-2 clan castle. Not sure why this dude put some wall breakers in his clan castle. They're probably the worst troop. They didn't even kill a barb when they exploded on them. Waiting for this archer queen to jump out when these troops start getting into range. It's a little bit of a risk, but I really wanted to have extra hogs on this one. She jumps out, she's staying out, and I drop my Barb King on her. As soon as she targets him, it's over. She's stuck there. She just hangs back and hits on stuff. Archer Queen is mostly dead. Barb King's mostly dead. Killscar troops are mostly dead. But it did what it needed to do, and I've got 5 Wizzies in the bag waiting to drop when these hogs do their thing. And because I didn't need a jump to get to the Archer Queen, I was able to bring 4 heals. I love being able to bring 4 heals. It just makes hogging so much easier. When your hogs can stand in heals the entire time, you're not having to be overly selective on where. I dropped some Wizzies down here because I don't want my hogs traveling over there, just in case there's a giant bomb over there. They do manage to take out the last defense for me, and then the hogs are able to get right to clean up. Dropping Wizzies around the place, just spreading them out to get the most effect from them. This one probably could have been moved a little bit up here. This is where most of the buildings are that don't have a lot of coverage. Just going fast forward. All right, next attack after you guys is Thumper, hitting number 21 with a drag loon, 2 rage, 1 heal. One of the things I noticed about our 3-star drag loon attacks against this clan were there were mostly 9 dragons, 9 loons, or even 8 dragons, 13 loons. Gets his funnel started, starts sending in his dragons, his trash loons first, and then his max loons. Enemy CC comes out, drops a rage. Maybe could have gotten the rage dropped a little bit further back so that the dragons get the benefit of it for taking out the CC. Really like seeing the heal for the loons. That's why you bring a heal to a drag loon. It's not for the dragons. I mean, if the dragons get the benefit of it too, that's cool. But it really is to help keep the loons alive. It's not going to help much against ADs, but when you have Tesla's pop, the heal spell will help the loons last a little bit longer, give them more time to get to the ADs. Now that the core is gone, dragons are splitting up, which is great. You don't want your dragons stacked up on top of wizard towers, help them take them out that much faster. You want them to get to the rest of the point defense as fast as possible. Going fast forward here. He did leave the corner builder huts. Probably would have liked to see that corner builder hut taken out first. You know, cut down on travel time at the end. Sometimes that'll be a factor, particularly when you're doing a zap style Dragon Loon, more so than the tier H1 heal. All right, next attack for you guys is Lord Floki, hitting number 24 for the Dragon Loon of the Zap variety. I'm not really sure why the base is set like this. I think I highlighted one of these previously, but he's got the air sweeper pointing south, 180 south of the air sweeper, and the other two up north. You know, and then he only puts the one storage, you know, up north of these 80s. I'm not sure what the idea is here. Drops a loon in the hole to start pulling some of the CC and trigger anything in there. You don't want the loons pausing just because there's a Tesla pop. So any Teslas you can pop ahead of time and get rid of any traps that are in there. Really cheap way to do so. So it's a good idea there. Gets his funnel started. Drops the rest of the dragons in. He's got most of the dragons coming back into the core. He's got 2 lines of loons going in. No spells, so he's just relying on the dragons to take out these CC troops before all of his loons die. But he did bring extra loons. It's great right now the ADs are targeting dragons instead of loons. And right now the last AD is down. He's got loons up, he's got a bunch of dragons up all over the place. Going fast forward this a little bit. Air Sweeper never played a role. When you're doing an anti-dragon base, this is the side you don't want to attack from anyway. When you're positioning the Air Sweeper, you want to position it so that you're discouraging them from attacking your weak side instead of, you know, protecting your strong strong side. Like when you're doing an air base attack, you want to get to the ADs as fast as possible. You don't want to save them for later. Maybe they're protecting against a 2-star attack. That's what this clan mostly did. But that's, I don't know. It's a ton of weight. You should protect against 3 stars. Our next attack for you guys is Hi, I'm Gosu. Attack number 30 with Hogs. This base is called The End. It's a popular internet base. It's particularly good at defending against Hogs and Dragons and Go Wipe. You wouldn't think that it's a great Hog defense base because of the no double giant bomb spots, but usually right here where this Tesla is, right next to it, there's a giant bomb. He sacrificed one of the strengths of this base for putting the air sweeper in the core. This base does predate the air sweeper by quite a bit. Anyway, so he lures out the CC, gets some archer started on these builder huts early, and he brings a CC full of wizards and drops the rest of his wizards. I probably would have recommended going against or doing a 2-1-2. It's a lot cheaper of a CC kill, and you can save some wizards for the for the back end just for cleanup. He does keep all of his wizards alive, which is great. He's got some heals for him there. Anyway, so this base is particularly good against Hogs because of how the Teslas and giant bombs are in the core, and it just really bleeds off the Hogs as they go through. Town of 9 shouldn't have trouble hogging it at all, but I have not seen a Town of 8 successfully hog a space before this attack. Again, the air sweeper probably weakened it a little bit. He had to move a giant bomb somewhere. Not sure we see where it gets moved to. You also see some variations where they stack some Teslas and some giant bombs together. He does manage to skip this giant bomb in the core entirely. All the defenses are gone. He's got 5 hogs up. Wizards all over the place. They do get a nice little split for him going around. Really saves on time. Oh, there it is right there. Giant bomb. Alright, next attack I have for you guys is President Snow, hitting number 34 with Hogs. Got an easy lure, sends a couple hogs in. He doesn't think he has it all, so he sends one more. Nope, he didn't. All right, that gets the lure. Drops an archer out for an anchor. I did see some people dropping barbs out in the corner and they get taken out. Archers do much better for anchors. So if you're bringing archers and barbs to bunch up CC troops, do it with archers, and then barbs are purely for distraction. One thing I didn't like to see is he dropped his wizards out to the side too early. You want to drop a wizard or two behind the witches, and then once the skeletons are distracting the enemy CC, that's when you drop your wizards to the side a little bit to pick off the ones that aren't in the main group. Gets great use out of his first heal. He gets both groups of hogs in there, getting covered by it. And then has this group covered as soon as that giant bomb shows up. He's already got a heal on him. Great job using the pre-heal there. This other group down here does die off, but he's got enough hogs in the main group together that he's able to use them just to come around and finish up the rest of this side of the base. I'll fast forward a little bit. Splash defense really doesn't do hardly anything to hogs. Wizard towers are probably the biggest danger when they're right in between a bunch of point defenses. Something to keep in mind when you're designing your base. Although a lot of people will usually heal those spots. Fast forward to the end, just two groups meet on the side and run in. There's just a little bit left. Town hall goes down. Something I really like seeing when I first joined the clan. There wasn't a lot of hog attacks in the town elites. It was mostly Dragoon, and I was told it's like, hey, you might want to get your dragons to level 3, and I was like, well, shit, my hogs are taking a 4 right now. Let's do this. So I've seen a lot of our lower guys. Shift here is doing the hog attack. He's our number 35 on the map, doing a great job at it too. I really like seeing is the move towards town elites, trying hogs, using hogs. It's not necessarily always going to be the best choice, but it is great for hitting the majority of bases you'll see. A lot of town elites don't really try to defend against hogs. They'll try to defend against Draglin. He knows that there could be giant bombs in these spots. They are kind of in between defenses, but they're easy to get to, so he drops a hog in each of those. He does take a giant bomb out with his lure. So he's pulling them up top, using archers to bunch them up. Drop some distraction troops, some wizards. Again, I probably would have saved the wizards until after the witches were down. As long as you have some barbs for distraction, you know, the witches will survive. Hogs go in. He's real patient on his first heals. Gets them nice and deep into the base. He's got one more danger spot left. There could be a giant bomb down here. Goes ahead and makes sure it's covered in a heal. And yep, there it is. Those hogs get the benefit of the heal a little bit at the end. Last defense going down. Skeletons and Barb King. As soon as those go down, there's nothing left that's going to save this base. He's already got his cleanup or his kill squad coming in to the base. And just hogs everywhere. Going fast forward to the end. I want to say good job, everyone. It was a tough war. We haven't had a lot of, you know, clans that we've come up against with good bases. And we are a little rusty. We did manage to clean up all of the town elites. Definitely did manage to clean up all of the town lines. Part of that might have been because we had some town lines needing to drop down, and then we couldn't even touch these town 10s. We do have our next war matchup against Blood Diamond. You know, we still don't have any town 10s. They've got one with level 3 Infernos. I believe he's got one set to multi and one to single. We'll see how we're able to deal with that. We do have Keyback, our previous designated, you know, hitter of town 10s. They do have one town 7. I looked through some of their bases. They have some decent troop levels. we looked like we were pretty evenly matched, save for the Town 10 versus Town 7, you know, what they have in here. I did see also an anti 3-star base. I'm not going to show any other bases other than this one because this is a row base. Man, I hope he leaves that there. Get someone in here with Max Falks, just tear this to shreds. But this is the only one that sort of did this from what I could see. I did see an anti 3-star base, which is interesting. We haven't seen that a lot against our opponents. So here's hoping to a good war. They're level 5 clan too. You know, this might be the first time we'd have 2 good wars in a row. So, you know, here's to hoping. Finally get to see my base tested versus Town Online. I know a lot of these guys are, you know, really itching for another good war. We get kind of rusty when we're hitting all these just stupid easy bases all the time, or going up against these clans that, you know, don't even really try. All right, well that's it for me, everyone. Good luck keeping that kill streak alive, or the win streak alive. Hoping for that 20 win streak. I'm out.